All right, more time. Hmm. You know what, I might do it like this. Because I think this might be a way to do it. Yeah, well, live may be a bit generous given the state of my internet. And also, yes, I am well aware that this map is ugly, and I really probably could clean it up. But this is definitely far from as bad as it could be. I'm just the libertarian movement in New Hampshire, I'm really a fan. Yeah, I'm impressed at how quickly that was memed. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Some people have gotten some good screenshots. I'm trying to figure out where I can get some because some of them are really definitely meme worthy. Someone got a screen cap of me just basically looking into a glass of whiskey as I'm about to take a drink of it, like this is the greatest thing in the world. And that one was actually a really good whiskey that I was drinking that day. And yeah, yeah, that was not an unfair. God, I hate that I just split Salem. Technically, that's illegal, but oh God, no, we're not gonna do that. That's a little bit more reasonable. This is not the worst thing I've ever created, but it's pretty bad, yeah. I think there's a little bit of work that I can do to clean this up, but it could be better. It could be a lot worse. Let's turn on the partisanly and see how it is. Okay. That's not terrible. Attorney General, okay. Okay. That, yeah, I figured that was going to be the case. Well, you got potentially two more competitive districts right there. Obviously, we just saw the composite. Okay. I'm not unhappy with this map. Definitely a reasonably fair map. You can get reasonably 3 seats. You can get 3 seats, absolutely. Whether or not you can get a fourth is... It would depend on the data set that you're going to be using, so... And go back to our maps. I'm going to start... Scroll down... Oregon, Pennsylvania, okay. We'll see whether or not I can actually do this in one stream. Okay, Frisky. I'm not doing that. I know where you're going with that. I'm not... May have been born on a Saturday, but it wasn't last Saturday. Alrighty. I'm going to apply this. There's a very, very good chance, because I know exactly what that's going to sound like. Now, there's a non-zero chance that... the map oh, shut up. Okay. Pulling up where Pennsylvania's congressional districts are. That way I can actually look at them. Because I want to make sure I know where they are, so that way I can draw it as fairly and reasonably as possible. And as accurately. I actually think that there's a very, very good chance that this gets drawn by the courts. So, Bucks County, and then it's a little sliver over here, it looks like. But Philly and its surrounding area seems to be losing population, so it's gonna likely have an extension over in this area. Actually, I am probably gonna bring it up. Okay. I'm just going to look it up over here on my computer. That way I can actually see it without having to go insane. Okay. There we go. Here's the map. That's very useful. Yeah, okay, so also it looks like Montgomery County in Pennsylvania is its own. But we're going to start off with Bucks. Okay, that is good to go. So the second... Okay. Sure, we'll do this. This actually does help. Is entirely within Philly. So I'm going to bring up the county lines. Like I said, very likely that we're going to see this one drawn by the courts. And therefore, it's actually pretty imperative that I draw this the way they would, right? Yeah, Newsom is probably going to stay, though there's a non-zero chance this is going to happen. Maybe not with Kate, but if the Democrats don't plan for the possibility and they are horribly wrong or the polls are just slightly off, they could be hosed and see an election where a Republican is assured of victory. And let me put it this way, it would be absolutely hilarious to see. It would be hilarious to see. But I'm still, with the conventional wisdom that it's not going to happen. You know, as much as I personally would like to see Newsom kicked out of office, I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, so where should I go with this? Probably just down by the river. That seems like the smart thing to do. Because I don't foresee the Democratic governor and the Republican state legislature agreeing on a map, and I genuinely think that this is going to be drawn by the courts. We'll see if that's the case, obviously. But this definitely shows Pennsylvania's relative population loss because actually, if I include this part of the city, especially in Philadelphia and to an extent its suburbs, man, if only I could keep that. Oh, I can't get away with that though. Okay. That's pretty clean too. Is there a small section I can add that keeps it clean? That is clean. See, that actually looks clean. I like it. 3 is basically the rest of Philly, it looks like. We'll see. I don't think so, but yeah, just a little bit too much. So we're going to fill this out. We're going to switch to the erase and go to precinct. Sorry. Wow, I missed it. Is it possible to crack Philadelphia? To an extent, yes. But the most you're going to get is one Philly district, and it's going to lead to a very tenuous hold on power, and a strong year for the Democrats would absolutely wipe out your majority. So it's probably better to give the Democrats, 2 Philly districts. Otherwise, you're not going to There we go. You're not going to completely get rid of Philly. Okay, so the 3rd district. I'm going to go over here because it does have a little bit of Montgomery. And also the other thing is courts like to draw compact maps. So this kind of fits that. I wish I didn't have to include that precinct, but I guess I do. Getting close. We're going to keep it closer. 556. Okay. I think that's the ugliest map. So the 4th is, like I said, mostly Montgomery County. Unfortunately, unlike the real district, again, this is basically just showing you the relative population loss in both Pennsylvania, as well as the fact that most of it's coming from the Philadelphia area, as well as we're going to see a little bit of that when we get towards Pittsburgh. And other than this section here, this is a compact map, so not really too upset about this so far. So, ooh, I wasn't paying attention at all and just went way over the population threshold. That's pretty darn close. Okay. So where's the 5th? Hilariously. Okay. Let's turn on the district lines. That should help us. And we're going to slowly pare this back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, Historia Civilis. Okay, I'm actually... Yeah, that definitely sounds racist. Okay. Yeah, I guess we have to keep it there. Okay, where's the 7th? Oh, I mean, we include most of Chester County. Okay. Okay, so the 7th is over here in Lee and Northampton. Okay. So these 2 counties. Is there any more of it? A little bit of it looks like, is that Monroe? Yeah. Okay. Which is actually surprisingly populated. But again, as you can see, perfect. Okay. The 8th is up here. The rest of it, okay. Really? Looks like almost, is that really all of Luzerne? No, Luzerne gets split in half. Okay. Okay. Wayne, Lackawanna, and Luzerne. All of Luzerne. Just, we can actually put all of Luzerne there. Okay. That's interesting to me. Okay. We'll do that. Where is the 9th? Okay, so it's the rest of Luzerne. Okay. Cool. Except now this part, because of course it is. Columbia. Okay, so we can do that. These little townships. I love them. They don't make it difficult at all to draw maps. Okay. The 10th is Dauphine, or, well, Dauphin, or as the Frenchist in me wants to say Dauphin. And is that Cumberland and a little bit of, I want to say, yeah, York. So we're going to draw by county, which is Dauphin, Lebanon, a little Lancaster. We can't include all of York, but that's okay. We can go over to here and just draw it by hand. So I'll just suppose all of this stuff. And I think we are nearing up on ending this. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's the 11th. Yeah. Should just kind of the issues that happen when not only do you lose a district. Can we include seriously all? Biden would probably win that. Yeah, Nome is just too unknown. Okay. 13th is down here. Okay. And before I get into the Pittsburgh suburbs, I'm going to kind of not do that. I don't want to leak into the Pittsburgh suburbs doing this, because those are their own districts and the courts are not going to be interested in splitting those up. Okay. We may have to go up to here. I'm getting awful close to Pittsburgh, and I don't really want to do that. I'm not sure how much of a choice I have, so we'll just full on send it. There we go. Okay. Next one. Okay, so the 14th is Westmoreland, Washington, Green, Fayette. And that's the thing. Is you lose a district quite often. Things get rearranged in a way that you're not intending, aren't? Isn't that the truth? God damn it, YouTube. I was hoping to finish Pennsylvania and maybe get another state out of the way, but it doesn't seem like you're into that sort of thing. I'm trying to see. I'm going to draw a line that looks reasonable. Actually, that's not the ugliest thing I've seen. It's close, but you know what they say about close. It only gets you close in horseshoes and hand grenades. Yeah, it's fine. It's under 1,000. It's close enough for me. Okay, so the 15th is up in this area. And yeah. Welcome to figuring out how to deal with the fact you've lost a district. 101. It's decent enough. Okay, so 16th is, well, yeah. How's it drawn? Okay, so we get close to those three rivers. but we avoid, Pittsburgh proper. So that's what I'm going to do to the best of my abilities. But obviously, there's only so much you can do with that, right? And, well, we're going to try our best. We are going to try our best. And I am well aware that this is probably going to lead to maybe more. This is going to be an interesting map to see how this works out. And the rest of the map is entirely Allegheny County. Okay. I guess I have to go with that one because that's the closest. All right. So we're going to get rid of the county lines. We're going to get rid of the precinct lines. And honestly, that's not an unreasonable map. I mean, hey. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Frisky. I don't actually burp all that much. Hiccuping is more of the thing that happens. It really did, yeah. But that's because the Democrats use class. Alright, so we're going to leave that the same. Let's take a look at the partisan lane. That's sort of what I expected. Sort of. And let's turn on labels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a very fair map. Both sides have some competitive districts, and both Republicans and Democrats have competitive districts that vote predominantly for them, and both of them. Hey, y'all know Robert Washington. That is not cool. We treat each other with respect in chat, okay? So your president 2016. 1, 2. Okay, so we had 1 district flip and 2 get very close to flipping. And it shows you just how competitive it is. Senator 2016. You have those 2 actually flip for once. Okay. Man, this could be so much cleaner up here. Because that's... Whatever. It's the way it's drawn. So, we'll deal with it. The Attorney General. Okay. It's very close to the composite. Let's go back to Senator 2016. I thought... Okay, the 5th didn't actually flip. It shows that this is Senator in 2018. That's what I expected, yeah. The governor's race, yeah, again, Republicans also ran a horrible candidate in that election. President 2008. That's a shock that the 15th is still Republican. But the 6th and the 9th doesn't entirely shock me because Obama was pretty good at getting votes in those types of areas. Surprised he didn't do better over here in Western PA. But yeah, overall, I think actually the composite is a really fair representation. It may be slightly more favorable to the Democrats. I was going crazy. A new golden age. You mean a new gilded age or a new golden age of humanity? Regardless. We're going to see if I can do one more state. If I can, cool. If I can't, well, shit happens. Well, it's Rhode Island, so I'm going to skip that and go straight to South Carolina. Because I think that's probably a good idea. By the way, if you are new to the channel, if a like, a comment, a subscription is greatly appreciated. And, you know, hey, I do have a Patreon somewhere out there. And I would greatly appreciate a subscription there. Most of the money would be going straight back to the channel in that instance, because guess what? I'm still a bit too small in order to get monetization of any sort, and because of my sense of humor, chances are I never will be monetized. So the only way I'm ever going to be able to get anything out of YouTube other than as a hobby, which is mostly what it is, though being able to upgrade software and hardware and stuff like that and do cool things like travel to locations, historical and political, you know, I'd very much like to be able to do that, and Patreon as well as sponsorships would probably be the only way I can do that. So, enough about that. Like, I wish I was joking, but they really can. If you are willing to deal with some competitiveness, the truth is, man, South Carolina is like a lot of states. The heavily Democratic areas are heavily Democratic because guess what? They're predominantly African American. But that's the truth, and it is starting to change. where there's more college educated white voters who would be inclined to vote for Democrats. But whoa, how did I miss that? That's interesting. Yeah. There we go. But the truth of the matter is that Carolina is a lot more red than, say, other southern states that aren't like Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas. South Carolina is in many ways close to, say, a Georgia or North Carolina, both geographically and in some ways politically. Nope. Nope. Okay, that should balance that out. Okay. The other weird thing is you can actually see in a lot of ways just how competitive South Carolina tends to be. But the point I'm trying to make here doing to this map that's within 1,000 I typically use as a marker. Now obviously I can make these a lot safer. I absolutely can. But I could see South Carolina doing something like this. And let's take a look to see. Okay, first that's a little bit of a surprise to me, but then again, that is Charleston, okay, from 2016. So a lot of split ticketing. There's the composite. Okay. President in 08. Governor 2018. That one surprises me a little bit. AG. I'm debating. I think it's probably a good idea to redraw this. Okay. I think that's what I'm going to do, is redraw this map. Because I think it may just be better to do what South Carolina did in reality and what they've actually done. So, as much as I think it's probably a good idea, so I'm debating. we go. At first is competitive, but it's kind of what I expected. Okay, so how am I going to do this? And I think I might actually be able to do it this way. Because the first is this wacky ass thing that basically covers the entire South Carolina coast. That is a yeah, that's a wacky situation, Billy Graham. Yeah, I'm trying to get better at interacting on stream because I think it is a good idea. But I'm getting sick and tired of my hardware or my software doing stupid crap. And I'm getting pretty close to the end of this series.